Bugger. Got rid of the wrong thing. Just hold on. I clicked the wrong button, so I just got to set up the other camera again. Silly me. Better be right. And I was going to have everything perfect. And it's taking a bit of time. Show it in the stream and go like that now. Silly me. Good morning, everyone. We've got Judy here. Yep. Just found that. I am monitoring the Boundy page on the side because I've got that as a cross post. I am streaming to obviously mytimetv.live and YouTube, my Ros Boundy YouTube channel. So I'm doing this via the straight BeLive this morning, and just the two cameras that BeLive give us, and the other places. Yes, Facebook and YouTube. I wasn't game to bring in Restream via my account. I'm not going to keep confusing you. So, good morning to Judy. Good morning to Fiona. Ooh. And all in good time, isn't it? Beautiful time, it's perfect. And good morning to Sharon. And we have Sue this morning. Good morning to you. We've got Tracy this morning, and Fiona, your beautiful row of hearts. I love them. Thank you so much. And Kathy, good morning to you. What do we have here further up? No. And we've got Shaz here. It is nice. The camera was actually a second page. It wasn't the camera. But you know, perfection's not my game, obviously. Hi, Sarah. Wow, you just made it. That's wonderful. And oops, yeah, really echoing it was. Because I had two pages up. G'day, dear, good morning, and all that. Yeah, I know, echo. It's not there now. It's not there now. I haven't frozen. Have I frozen? Am I still frozen? I'm moving, so I'm still frozen. Is it still echoing? It should be echoing. There isn't. Now that's almost yelling. No, it isn't echoing. I haven't got it there. It's not on. So I don't know where the echo's coming from. Where is an echo? Yeah, maybe it's that. No, yes, no, was it? That fixed it. It was that second camera in BeLive, so you're quite right. Yep. Looks like I'm getting yelled at. Echo, yelled at. It shouldn't be now. Is it still echoing now? Because I know there is a time delay between what comments come in and etc. So, is it better now? Good, fixed it. Yeah, it was the second camera. So good, yeah, heaps better. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get stuff sorted, doesn't it? I was going to be absolutely perfect today. Well, that didn't work, did it? Okay, and here we've got the last comment about the echo. Yeah, no, it is all good. I'm going to get straight into the reading. If you want detailed readings, there's my call to action. It's on the bottom screen, or whatever you call it. Oh, hi, Prue. How are you? Good to see you too. And now we'll get into it. I'll swap this around. You know, with the different ways I've been doing things lately, there's been one new every morning. I thought I'd go back to what I've been doing for over the year through BeLive. Now I can't remember how the heck to swap it around. Isn't it amazing? You know, you just miss doing something for a day or two, and you muck up the memory, which isn't hard to do on mine. Ask my friends and family. Anyway, there's still that one, which we can always do. Let our friends know that we're, you know, it really is about bringing together community in some respects, isn't it? So what I've got here on the screen now is, funny that, you can tell it's a BeLive because, oh no, hang on, you know, as far as this square, it is the BeLive format of the square of the insert. Good morning, Karen. I'll bring yours up too. I love that. I've got to show that one. Oh, goodness, no spooky, Roz. Oh, thanks for that. Oh, you put a smile in my heart, really. Good morning, Karen. Oh, there you go. Yeah, when you're actually tagging people, I don't know whether that's actually tagged. You put the at, that little ampersand, that little at symbol before their name, and it should come up so that it highlights them and it gives them a, lets them know fully. I don't know if that one is tagging or not, but that's all right. What we've got here, we are. The Sarah Marchetti is the artist of this deck of cards, and it's the Gilded Reverie, Lenormand. Now, if anyone's familiar with the Gilded Tarot, he did that artwork too. And I just love it. It's one of my favourites. And here we go. We're into the cards. Now, a funny thing when I was actually clearing and dealing the cards, yeah, so Sharon, you're just letting Sue know that's not actually tagged, yeah. I think that's how you do it, isn't it, with that little at symbol and then type the name, and it should come up to be able to highlight their name, and that's the tagging. That's how I know it anyway. Well, actually, I can do it here, as in at. And I don't know whether she's in this. No, she's not, so I can't do that. Might not be able to do it from within my end of it. Adair might be able to let me know that one. Anyway, here we go. Here, I'll put that up. So that's so that anyone who's watching the replay can also know that. We're learning all the time. So sometimes these little hints are the ones that actually bring forward those aha moments. And for me, that's what it would be. So as I was shuffling the cards this morning, I did it several times because I usually do things by three. As far as 3 times I'd clear and cleanse the cards, and the third one or the fourth one, whichever one. No, I clear and cleanse 3 times. So the fourth shuffle is the one I usually use, as this is the card reading for today. And this one flew out several times and I kept putting it back, and it still wanted to be the first card out. So what we've got here is the compass in our workspace. We've got the older man in our home space. Up the top, we've got the mask in the unexpected. We have the dice in our role, and we've got the park as that central outcome role. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the order that I'll be reading them in as well. So with the compass in that workspace, business space. So for me, work is pretty much business, working on my own business. So I don't sort of, it's sort of more fun for me than being a business or work. But it's needing to be with that mindset of still having that purpose and goal and the vision that a normal, with business, what we're taught as to running a business is that focus and moving forward in the tasks that are towards serving your clients, serving your customers, having that focus. And that's the same whether you actually own and run the business or whether you actually work in someone else's business. We're still focused on the customer at that end goal. We're wanting to serve, well, I am. We're wanting to serve and to have, I wouldn't say it's wishes, and having our our end goal, having happy people around us that are happy to come back to buy, to actually engage with us in those services and take part in what we have to offer. So if it's a physical product-based business, you're wanting to give the best product that you can so that they're happy customers. If you're a service-based business like I am, with the readings, the hypnosis and all the rest of that, it's having happy customers that are wanting to come back knowing that you helped them to feel good, to find their own, their own healing abilities and things like that. I mean, there's many different variants. If you're a builder, you want to have a customer being really happy to live in the home that you built for them. All of those end goals that we have. And sometimes it does take that compass, that redirection that we're needing to actually find our way again, to have that focus, reset, or, just align it again because we've wandered off a little bit. That's what that's there for. The older man in the home space, well, today that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be spending more time with, family. again, because that's what I feel is important for me in my life at this point in time. And I do mix that up with what my work is because I work from home. So it's all those different ways that we can balance. So there's going to be a significant older man in your day to day and in my day to day as well. My partner is an older man. So to me, that's a pretty obvious one. So there's things that we're going to be doing together today, and my focus will be toward that end. So what that means for you, it could be just the strength that you're needing for, and wisdom of what is that more masculine energy in your day as you're going through things that are within and around and about you in your home space. Okay. So it could even be something as simple as, look, I need to move this piece of furniture. I need someone that's bigger and stronger and older than me to actually help out. It can be that simple and that straightforward. Okay. And the mask up the top in the unexpected. We've had the mask in our spreads a couple of times through this last week. You've got a date with a younger man tonight. I won't ask whether that's a cougar or what, or it's one of your family. A date's a date. Enjoy your evening. So the masking, unmask or mask. Especially relevant, I think, at times. It hasn't even clicked with this last week that it could be to do with the COVID and the lessening of what is those very severe restrictions we've been under over the last year. I mean, 2020 really has, 2020 really has been a very different year, and it's certainly had its moments, and so many of us are masking up in the literal as well as the emotional, and in ways, because we do feel more vulnerable. Many of us are actually in places of vulnerability because of not wanting to reveal, and it can be just that. Well, I'll just say financially, as far as what seems to be on the outside might not be on the inside, as far as some who are really hard up and struggling and not willing to ask for help because it's a place that they really haven't been to before, haven't been used to, don't know how to handle and don't know how to ask for help. So it's part of that be aware that not everything is as it seems, and that can pop up unexpectedly, that might be revealed to you, and just ask, how are you? How are you getting along? Do you need any help? Ask, that might be something that's going to pop into your day as far as that vulnerability, either you asking for help and revealing that to another, or having someone close to you that's actually going to be revealing and sharing that with you. Or not. You might be more intuitive to be able to pick up something that is happening for someone that you're not sure how to broach it, to even bring that forward and just gently ask. So it's interesting. So, Caitlin, you're multitasking and getting ready for work. Yeah, look, this time of day can be a little bit tricky, can't it? Hi, Denise. Alex, you're over on my Boundy page. Lovely to see you there. I can't put your message up of hello because you're on that other page. And we've got Anne here on this is the mytimetv.live page that I'm on right now. So yes, unless of course you're coming through the YouTube channel, which it doesn't tell me that on the Be Live. And good morning, Veronica. Have I seen you on this one before? I just can't remember. I probably have. Anyway, I'll get back to the reading because I know we're all tight for time sometimes. So where did I get up to? Was that actually the mask? Now we're into the dice, and this is your role. And I suppose really with just what I've said as far as the vulnerability and the rest, sometimes life really does feel confusing. Not it does for me, especially as I was getting organised this morning, wondering which way do I do things? Do I go through my eCam and restream and do everything via that channel, which means, and all the other little derivatives and variants of that. It really was almost that toss up of a coin. or dice. The throw of the dice is probably the other one too. Checking that out. Oh, I've got notifications going off everywhere. I keep forgetting to turn off, the connections to the other phones and devices, actually. I've got so many devices. I'm a gadget person. My family knows that. And friends, close friends. Dice. Look, it really does feel like today is going to be one of those throw the dice in the air and see where they fall. Not gambling as such, but it is just going with the flow and at ease with what the result is. Found last night that one of our automatic timers on the hose had popped off, letting the water run for, it was a good 4 or 5 hours, full blast. There's one of those go with the flow type things. It's no good crying over what the fact was, a lot of waste of water. It's because it's just something that happens, and many things that we have around us that are just something that happen that we don't really have a great deal of control over. There's ways that we can move into that perspective and energy of going with the flow and seeing what eventuates, what we're going to learn from it, and asking ourselves what we're going to learn from that as well. So, and we've got Fiona, just two friends who've lost family, and oh my goodness, heart goes out. Yeah. Just being present for others, it can be another way of being in that flow, and where the dice roll for others as well, as to just supporting and the presence, being present, that it can be sometimes our present or gift to them, as well as ourself. Gee, the light just got really, really light there. I think the sun's shining now. And as that moves into our focus, it's really refocused these cards, hasn't it? It's brightened them up like no end. We're in the park card as the outcome. So there we have that moving into the light, moving out into the nature. And exactly that, Fiona. Well said, holding space for others and being present. And we can be present with ourselves out in nature, and we can be present to others out in nature, in the parks. Because this one does remind me of that soapbox instance and being public and speaking our voice, getting our voice out there and just enjoying that sense of, look, I suppose it actually is a sense of being heard, a sense of being seen, because we have been enclosed and locked up for so long. It really is that now we are out and in the open because restrictions have lifted, and in many places, not completely, but certainly has. Well, I think they pretty much have in South Australia. There's not a great deal that's being held back now. Although I must admit that I haven't needed to take much notice because I don't go out and about as many places as what others might. I'm a homebody. So here we are moving out and into the public arena and enjoying outdoor space, enjoying the openness, which is, certainly part of the opposite of sometimes what the mask can be. So with all of that spread, keep in mind what you've received through it as we've moved along, that those little messages that you've received are mostly, they're for you. They're your important message. So take that on board for your day today. I know I've shared it in perspective of my day, and that's as it should be, because that's where my beingness is. Each and every one of us is that, wrong way, one individual, but in that whole of who we are in our humanity, within the whole of humanity. I hope I said that right, so it's understood anyway. Thank you for being here again for our morning reading. I'd love to join with you again tomorrow morning, all things being really good. Oh, hang on, how do you do it? Anyway, like that. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. And by whichever form it's going to take, whether it's going to be another one like this as far as straight Be Live or eCam and Restream and whatever method I use as my platform, it's lovely to join with you. Continue to be the best person that you can be, and namaste till then. Now I've got to find where do we end this one? Up there. Bye.